Good morning. So, I've done this circle spotlight technique before. Actually, it was with that. Eden said this is still to this day one of my favorite cards, where we sponged some color and stamped around. And I thought that we would do that again. I've been seeing a lot of these kind of cards. I don't know if it's because if I save one on Pinterest, all of a sudden your inbox gets slammed with them. But I thought we'd do these two this morning. So I used vellum paper. So it's very thin. You can have vellum. Now, last week I used vellum cardstock because it's a thicker weight. This time I'm using the vellum paper because I didn't want a high drop off between the mat and the paper. So I just took some vellum paper and I cut a circle. Okay. And actually I ripped it a little bit. You'll see you have to be pretty careful with the paper because it's very thin. All right, so I'm going to start by taking, actually, I'll have to cut this down a little bit. I forgot to cut that down first. Hold on. I had cut them large so I could, have the room, and then I cut them down later. So what I like to do with this is if you'll take your, I put a piece of washi tape on the back, and then I'm taping, you can tape it down to whatever surface you're using. I don't like to put the washi tape on the front just in case it decides to pull away some of the paper. And then I'm going to line up this is backwards to what I had before, line up my mat that I'm going to use here on top of this. Okay. That's the easiest way that I found, rather than just trying to hold the mat and sometimes things move around. If you can use, and on this top piece, if you just want to use a piece of Scotch tape, you can, because it doesn't matter if it sticks to the mat or not. You can use it again or throw it away. Okay, and then because I like white, I like the white, black, and crumb cake together. So I'm just taking my white, and I'm using some of these blending brushes, but you can use a sponge. And actually, in the next card, I'm going to use a sponge. And I'm just lightly. Now, if you go too hard with this paper, it ripped over here before. So I'm trying to just very lightly go around the circle so that you're getting a definite definition of the circle on here. And I'm trying not to make any just big white blobs, but if you do, just rub it for a little while and that should take it out. Okay, so here's my white. Now I'm going to stamp. Now this is from this Seaside Bay set, which has been one of my favorites. I love the beachy sets, and I'm going to stamp. Actually, I'm going to stamp the birds first in black. And I'm doing the birds first because I found that if I did the sand first and then stamped the birds over top of the sand, that I got kind of a muted effect. The birds did not show up as well. I've got a little bit of white on here from last time. Okay. So I'm going to stamp my birds first. Okay. And then I can go back and fill in with my sand underneath. Oh, and you can see I saved the circles that I cut out in case you ever want to reverse mask and put this down and, stamp around it. So don't Don't throw away your circles because you can certainly use them. All right, so that's it for the birds. Let's do the sand. I really like this. It keeps you from having to do a lot of layers. You're layering your ink rather than lots of paper. And when you're sending something through the mail, as you know, they don't really like the bulk. So this helps with that. I'm just kind of stamping off here to make sure I get a little bit of sand around. Okay. Just clean these on my chamois, just so I don't get it all over me, which I probably will anyway. All right. So that's all I need my mask for. And I can take this off, and you can save it and use it multiple times. See, and then you've got your nice circle underneath. Now, remember, I put a piece of washi tape on here, so that's still holding my card down, which is good. And now I'm going to stamp the palm tree. And when this is from an older set, this Paradise Palms, when I stamped it the first time on this one, I got that black image here, which is why my palm fronds are kind of over to this side. That was to cover that up. So I'm going to try this time not to do that. Good luck to me. Put these back in here. Oops, wrong one. I'm looking for something that doesn't fit. Here we go. These go in here. And this one goes in here. You know, I like to send the beachy themed cards because we live in Florida. So. Okay, so before, since I got that image, see, can you see that along the side there? I'm going to wipe it this time so that I hopefully don't get it again. There we go. See, I don't have that black line along the side. Leave that out. Try to put these away as I go because otherwise everything gets to be such a mess. And you don't have a whole lot of room here, so. All right, so now let's do the palm fronds. Okay, and hopefully there's none around the edge of this. I see a little bit there, but that might be old. Okay. Leave that out. And then the last time when I did the words, they also gave me, you might be able to see it underneath here. No, I guess not. They gave me that little image along the side, so I need to be careful. But if not, if it does show, then you fix that like I did by stamping it again and putting it over top. So I had wishing you a warm and beachy kind of day. That's still out. And I'm using black again. Okay, and then I am going to wipe down here because that's where I was getting that image. There we go. Okay, so this time I am not going to use the second layer, but I had one ready just in case that you could use, and I just popped it over there from that one last time. This time I'm trying to just keep it as one layer. Again, you know, not sending bulk through the mail sometimes helps because they don't like to do that. All right, to the side. Now, I like to put bling on here, whether it's pearls or um, stones or sequins or something. So let's go ahead. You know what? I'm getting things kind of bulked up here again. So hold on just a second. Let me go ahead and make my card. And this is still, I'll take that piece off and I'll use it again. Then on here, I will add black mat. And then remember last week I cut the rectangles to have the frame to put the vellum in, and that piece I cut out of the inside of the frame, I said to save it and we'd use it. And so that's what I'm going to use actually to put in the on the inside, since my soft suede cardstock is a little dark to write on. You could, but I like to have something lighter in there. Okay, before I do that though, see, it looks, I like it very much, but I like to have just that little bit of bling on there. So I've had some different ones. I'm just going to use the white ones again since I had used the white for the spotlight. I guess I'll start over here. This is a step that you do not have to do if you don't have those, but that gives you kind of a one layer, nice flat card, but it doesn't look flat. It looks like it's got some interest to it. All right, and then I do need to take my sand again. Maybe I'll just put a little crab in this one just for something different. This one, see how you put the sand on the bottom? Just to have a place to write, and I like having this little stitched piece for the inside, makes it look a little more finished. I'll just do a crab right on here. And I'll do that in soft suede. And I already stamped my envelopes. I think I might do this crab at the top. There we go. And that way I get to use him this time. All right, so that will be it for this one. Like I said, I already did my envelopes. I'll show you those. I had some leftover crumb cake envelopes because I don't know that we sell the crumb cake ones anymore, but I still had some in my stash. And I went ahead and used those for this card. And again, if you don't have beachy things, you can put flowers or greenery or anything you want inside of the circle. I'm trying to think of a concept to do like a Christmas card for next year with a this kind of thing with the Sandman in it, or a Christmas tree made out of shells or something. I think that would be good. And then where are my envelopes? Oh, there they are. So I had already stamped those. So I have these two ready. And let's work on the other one. All right. Just sit those up here. So this card, whoops. I wanted to do a Valentine's type of card. This one would be a nice one to send to maybe a friend that has broken up or lost their spouse or significant other. Then you can, they might not get a Valentine card this year, so it might be nice if they got one. So this time I'm going to go ahead and use the white. That's the right size. I'm going to put my little piece of washi tape on the back here so I can put this down. There's another thing this, excuse me, this glass mat is good for, is holding down my masks when I am sponging color. All right, so I used my Blushing Bride for this, but I think this has been a little bit contaminated because it seemed to, when I stamped it, it seemed to be kind of dark. So I'm going to do a little bit different this time, but the sponging, and again, I'm very lightly making sure I get it all sponged in around the edges. Definitely want to have that definition from around the circle to define your spot. And whether you smooth it like I'm doing now, or you like it dotted, you know, either way, it's fine. Okay, so now this one, I wanted to stamp outside this. I wanted this whole thing to be kind of outside the circle. So that's all I'm going to use my mask for on this one. And I'm going to stamp in Poppy Parade, one of my really favorite reds. You know what? This is a large stamp, so I'm going to do it this way. Make sure I get good coverage and be careful of the edge there where I've gotten the ink on it. Oh no. How did that happen? Okay. Well, that's what the two-sided paper is for. You know what? And I'm gonna, this time I'm going to stamp first, and then I'll put the circle on. I don't want to rock it, but I am pressing. There we go. That time it came out nice. Leave this open for a minute. This, actually, I'm not going to clean that off yet because I'm going to do that on my envelopes. So I will close this for a minute. Let's put this back over. So doing it this way, I can position exactly where I want my circle also. I guess it's good because you can see you could do it either way. I'm going to tap more on this one because I don't want to pull that color from the tree if it's still wet, which I don't think it is, but see how this kind of looks darker? I think that I've gotten something else in this pad. I'll have to try to clean it out. Okay, there we go. All right, now this time, last time I did stamp the falling leaves in the Blushing Bride, and then I went back with the poppy and put the hearts on. But this time, I'm going to stamp the falling leaves also in poppy, and I've got these hearts and flowers that are in the new catalog that I'm going to put some of these pink hearts on there. I think that'll come out cute. There's never a right or a wrong way. Well, not never, but usually there's not a right or a wrong way. You can just close that up. Okay, so let's take some of those this time, and I'll add those on there. I'm going to add the pink ones since I stamped in the poppy. You can barely tell that they're there, but that's kind of what I wanted. That's what I was going for. I don't want to be this one you'll be able to see. Okay. All right, can you see those? Set that back down. All right, so last time I used I think it was the Country Bouquet set, but this time I was gonna use Be My Valentine and just do a Happy Valentine's Day. You know, sometimes when you start the card, you have kind of one idea how you want it to come out, and then as you move along, maybe you get a different idea, and that's okay. I think I'm going to put that partially on the white and partially on the pink. Came out nice. All right. And I've got the little hearts in here. I think I'm going to use those on the inside. Let me just put that down. All right, let me go ahead and do the card so I don't lose my little pieces. I like the little Be My Valentine because it doesn't have to just be used for Valentine cards. We can use it, and we'll use it for other things going forward. I usually stick to the liquid glue during the videos in case I need to move something around. You know, it's hard to get right over top of it without hitting my head on the camera. So if I'm a little wonky. And again, I know I've said before, if you ever get a card from me and you wanted to take it apart, it's very possible that the back side is going to have something I messed up on it. But most people don't take the cards apart, so they'll never know. Okay, so this one did the red and pink backwards, and I put instead of stamping the red, I put the little pink flower, pink hearts on there. All right, so then what am I going to do on the inside? I was just going to do some little hearts down the side. And I am, as I told you, I'm trying to make an effort to finish off my cards because so many times I go to send a card and I hadn't stamped anything on the inside. I hadn't stamped the envelopes. I just messed that one up. Let's see if I can fix it. Mess that one up. Going too fast. But we're going to see if I can fix this. I need to get right over on top of it. All right. This one. Oh, that one's not so good, but that's all right. Move these out of the way. Oh, I know what I was looking for. I was going to put one of the little the little hearts on the inside. That's why I left a space kind of in the middle. There we go. Okay, and then I can put that on the inside, and this one's done. I'm going to take my marker and try to fix that heart that didn't come out. Good reason to have the matching. Oops. This one should go down a little bit. There we go. To have the matching markers. There you go. Not perfect, but it's much better. All right. Oh, and then I'll stamp something on these envelopes before I put them away. So using the spotlight here, we've got a really pretty, what can be used for a Valentine's card, or using the spotlight, we made the beachy card also. So don't forget to do that. It makes for a lot of interest on the front of the card, but you don't have to use a lot of layers or cutouts or anything like that. And you can just keep your masks and reuse them. So I hope you have a great day. Bye.